Hey guys, Arik is here, your Russian coach. Hope you are doing well, and today we're going to have fun with Alexander Sergeyevich Pushkin, Пиковая dama, the Queen of Spades. So, first, please open your printed materials. Just treat it as a course, and you need your printed materials. If you don't have this story printed, please open the link below this video. Please make sure that you print it if you want to continue. It's just gonna be much more effective. Now, I'm going to show you where we stopped the last time, and I'm going to give a little background, a little summary for the new students. So, we are going to start with here. В то время дамы играли в фараон. So, we're going to start with this sentence. And we are going to finish today with the word немилости. So you can so that's our target today. Those are two paragraphs. And the background is that there is this house where a home of one of the friends, and some guys played cards in this house. And they had been playing all night long. And early in the morning, they started to eat. It was kind of late dinner for them, even though it was around 5 a.m. And some of the people won and some of the people lost in the card game. And then they start talking about card games in general, about this subject. One of those guys, his family name is Narumov, and he's talking about his grandmother, who was into playing cards. And she said that his grandmother had lived in Paris, and she was there very favorable and very popular. And then last time we learned that, look here, народ бегал за нею, чтобы увидеть La Venus Moscovite. So people ran after her in order to see the Venus of Moscow. Ришелье за нею волочился, и бабушка уверяет, что он чуть было не застрелился от ее жестокости. So that was our last sentence. So Richelieu, who was a famous statesman, he kind of, волочился means dragged. He dragged after her, meaning he ran after her. And the grandmother is assuring that he almost shot himself because of her cruelty. Жестокость means cruelty. So that's where we stopped the last time. So basically what you need to know is that one of the players, Narumov, is talking about his grandma. Now I'm going to read this part, which we'll be learning today, and you probably won't get much, but then we're going to analyze it and to look up the words that you don't know, that you might not know, and then you will get it close to 100%. We're going to create a little miracle here. So listen. В то время дамы играли в фараон. Однажды при дворе она проиграла на слово герцогу Орлеанскому, что-то очень много. Приехав домой, бабушка, отлепливая мушки с лица и отвязывая фижмы, объявила дедушке о своем проигрыше и приказала заплатить. Покойный дедушка, сколько я помню, был род бабушкина Дворецкого. Он ее боялся как огня. Однако, услышав о таком ужасном проигрыше, он вышел из себя, принес счеты, доказал ей, что в полгода они издержали 500 000, что под Парижем нет у них ни подмосковной, ни саратовской деревни, и начисто отказался от платежа. Бабушка дала ему пощечину и легла спать одна в знак своей немилости. Okay, guys, so let's start. So let's analyze it. В то время дамы играли в фараон. Фараон is a popular card game. So в то время, at that time, дамы, women, played, играли в фараон. So at that time, women played this particular game, фараон. Однажды при дворе она проиграла на слову герцогу Орлеанскому что-то очень много. So, однажды means once. При дворе. So, двор usually would mean a yard. You probably know that. But двор might also mean court, like royal court. So, при дворе means at a royal court. So, when he says однажды при дворе она проиграла на слово герцогу, so once. In a royal court, she lost, проиграла. Проиграла means lost. На слово. На слово means verbally. It means that she didn't pay the money that she lost, but she just promised to pay. So that's на слово. На слово means verbally. Герцогу. So герцог is just a rank in a society. Герцог is a rank in a high society. And in English it means duke. Duke. So герцог Орлеанскому, Duke Орлеанский. So she lost to this guy. Что-то очень много. Somehow, что-то очень много means, but it's a kind of an obsolete way to say it like that. And it means a lot. Like, что-то means basically some, but some vary a lot. We wouldn't say it in the modern language, but it means she lost a lot of money to this guy. So again, однажды, при дворе, она проиграла на слово, verbally, герцогу Орлеанскому что-то очень много. So once, at a royal court, she lost verbally, or she lost on promise, to the Duke Орлеанский, something very big. Приехав домой, бабушка, отлепливая мушки с лица и отвязывая фижмы, объявила дедушке о своем проигрыше и приказала заплатить. So, приехав домой means coming home. You know, приехать means to come, to arrive, by driving or by riding. And then приехав means it's a participle. It means coming back home. Бабушка. Отлепливая мушки с лица. So, отлепливая means taking out something that is stuck. When you have something stuck, then and if you unstick it, the verb would be one of the possible verbs would be отлепливать. So, отлепливая, so unstucking. And mushki means those might mean either white or black spots on your face. Kind of acne, you might say. So she, acne, yeah? So unstacking acne from face, с лица. И отвязывая фижмы. So отвязывая comes from отвязывать, and it means to untie. And фижмы, at that time, women would put certain hoops below their dresses. So отвязывая фижмы, so that's called фижмы, фижма. The fishme means plural. The same thing, kind of hoop, dress hoops. Yeah. And it's a part of an obsolete fashion. So отвязывая фижме would means untying those hoops from her dresses. Объявила дедушке. Объявила means announced. Announced to the grandpa. О своем проигрыше. Проигрыш means losing. So, о своем проигрыше, about her losing. И приказала заплатить. Приказала means ordered. Or basically it means to command, to order, to give a command. And заплатить means to pay. So now look how it all works together. So you remember first she lost a lot of money to this Duke Орлеанский. And then Pushkin says, приехав домой, so coming back home, бабушка, отлепливая мушки с лица и отвязывая фижмы. So бабушка, grandma, unstacking acne from the face, и отвязывая фижмы, and untying the hoops from dresses, объявила дедушке о своем проигрыше. So, announced to the grandpa about her losing. И приказала заплатить, and ordered to pay. Покойный дедушка, сколько я помню, был род бабушкина Дворецкого. So let's go over the vocabulary. Покойный means deceased or late, like someone who had died. Сколько я помню is an expression, it's an obsolete expression, meaning if I remember, as I remember. Сколько я помню, as I remember. Был род. Род in this case means kind of. So you can underline the word род, and right above that kind of, Бабушкина Дворецкого. So Бабушкина means of babushka, of the grandmother, but that's an obsolete way to say that. And Dворецкий is a chief servant. Dворецкий. So basically Dворецкий in a rich house is a servant that is in charge of other servants, of the general orderly state of the house, etc. So we'll translate that as a chief servant. So Pushkin says, покойный дедушка, сколько я помню, был род бабушкина Дворецкого. The deceased grandfather, as I remember, was kind of a chief servant of the grandma. Он ее боялся как огня. Однако, услышав о таком ужасном проигрыше, он вышел из себя, принес счеты, доказал ей, что в полгода они издержали 500 000, что под Парижем нет у них ни подмосковной, ни саратовской деревни, и начисто отказался от платежа. That's a long sentence, let's start working on it. Он ее боялся как огня. So ее, you need to put 2 dots above that, and он ее боялся means he was afraid of her, как огня, as fire. Однако, услышав о таком ужасном проигрыше, однако means however, услышав, hearing, о таком ужасном проигрыше. Ужасным comes from ужасный, which is terrible. Проигрыш means losing. So therefore, однако, услышав о таком ужасном проигрыше, however, hearing about such, таком comes from такой, which is such, hearing about such a terrible losing, such a terrible loss, он вышел из себя. So вышел из себя, please underline it as one expression, and it means got mad. He got mad. Принес счеты. So принес means he brought. Счеты means abacus. So счеты means abacus. Принес счеты. He brought an abacus. Доказал ей, что в полгода они издержали 500 000. So доказал means proved. That's also a modern word. So proved to her. Что в полгода means half a year. Издержали is an obsolete word for spent. And 500 000, $500,000. So доказал ей, что в полгода они издержали 500 000. That would be, he proved to her that in half a year they spent $500,000. Что под Парижем нет у них ни подмосковной, ни саратовской деревни. Под Парижем, so pod, followed by cities, by a name of a city, it means nearby. Nearby, it's like in the suburban area. So he proved to her that they spent $500,000, что под Парижем нет у них ни подмосковной, ни саратовской деревни, that near Paris, нет у них, they don't have, like in English we would say they didn't have, but in Russian you keep it in the present. Нет у них means they don't have. And then you have the structure ni. It means neither nor. Neither nor. So подмосковная means near Moscow. Saratovskaya means near, means belonging to Saratov. And деревня means village. So when he says под Парижем нет у них ни подмосковной, ни саратовской деревни, we would say that, we would translate that as he proved to her that near Paris they didn't have neither a village that is near Moscow, near the village of Saratov. It means in this context that they don't have those villages in their possession, meaning that these kind of villages cannot earn the money anymore because they don't have them. Yeah, remember they were high society, so they might have had villages, but in their case they didn't have. So под Парижем нет у них ни подмосковной, ни саратовской деревни. It means that near Paris they don't have villages of their own, basically, neither villages like they would have near Moscow, no villages that they would have near Saratov, which is a city also. И начисто отказался от платежа. So начисто means completely or entirely, and отказался means отказался от, refused something. Платеж means payment. Therefore, начисто отказался от платежа would mean completely refused the payment. So look how it all works together. This is a long sentence. Now you will get it. Он ее боялся как огня. Однако, услышав о таком ужасном проигрыше, он вышел из себя, принес счеты, доказал ей, что в полгода они издержали 500 000, что под Парижем у них нет ни подмосковной, ни саратовской деревни, и начисто отказался от платежа. So he feared her as fire. However, hearing about such a terrible loss, he got mad, brought an abacus, proved to her that in half a year they spent 500,000, that near Paris they didn't have any village, neither like the one near Moscow, nor the one in the area of Saratov, and completely refused the payment. Бабушка дала ему пощечину и легла спать одна в знак своей немилости. So пощечина means a slap. So бабушка gave him a slap, дала ему пощечину, и легла спать одна, and легла спать means went to sleep. Легла спать, it's like lied to sleep in Russian. I'm sorry, not lied to sleep, lay to sleep. Одна, alone. В знак своей немилости. В знак means showing something. So that's в знак. Please underline and write above that. Showing. Немилость means unfavorable attitude. That's немилость. Because милость means favorable attitude, favor. Немилость means the opposite of favor, like an unfavorable attitude. And своей acts as her in this context. So бабушка дала ему пощечину и легла спать одна в знак своей немилости. So the grandmother gave him a slap and went to bed alone, showing her unfavorable attitude. Okay, guys, so now I'm going to read all of it again without translation. And now you will see that your comprehension is much better. And I'll put the link to this second reading below in this video. You just click on it and you just do it repetitively so that your comprehension gets better. So listen. В то время дамы играли в фараон. Однажды при дворе она проиграла на славу герцогу Орлеанскому что-то очень много. Приехав домой, бабушка, отлепливая мушки с лица и отвязывая фижмы, объявила дедушке о своем проигрыше и приказала заплатить. Покойный дедушка, сколько я помню, был род бабушкина Дворецкого. Он ее боялся, как огня. Однако, услышав о таком ужасном проигрыше, он вышел из себя, принес счеты, доказал ей, что в полгода они издержали 500 000, что под Парижем нет у них ни подмосковной, ни саратовской деревни, и начисто отказался от платежа. Бабушка дала ему пощечину и легла спать одна в знак своей немилости. Now, before we close the video, I just wanna to have a little correction. So in this sentence, что-то очень много. So что-то, you might also translate that in certain contexts as somehow. So here, you can relate it to she somehow lost. Because in my translation, I related that что-то очень много, something a lot. But что-то might also relate here to the word проиграла. And then it will sound once upon a time. При дворе, like at the royal court, она проиграла на слово герцогу Орлеанскому что-то очень много. She somehow lost verbally to the Duke Orleansky a lot. Then it might make sense. That's a little detail, but if you really want nuances, that's another option of comprehension of this particular sentence. Okay, guys, so we'll see each other next time. I hope this lesson was valuable for you. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. We have lots of interesting materials ahead. You can like this video so that more people are exposed to this content. And if you have any questions, you can always write down below in the comments and I will relate to them. So thank you very much. If you need my contact details regarding your Russian progress, if you want to meet me on Zoom and talk about your Russian progress, please do not hesitate and use the email below. Thank you so much, guys. Ciao, ciao.